Okay, let's see here. Okay. Welcome everyone. Shout out to Butterdog. Shout out to Dialed. And shout out to Rugby. Sonny, you're the first one to comment, Sonny. So your notifications worked this time. I just found out people are now dyeing their eyeballs different colors, the iris or whatever, the color part of their eye. Too many modifications going on, man. That's super cool, by the way, Sonny, about... Oh, you sent this like a month ago. I just seen it now, though. Has a TV channel where you can say anything you want to a TV station. Sonny, how's that work? Shout out to MC Knight. Shout out to Becky T and all the new people on here. Queen Lisa said Instagram notifications working well for catching your lives. That's awesome. So so Lisa, you're in the Shane Vibes Tribe channel thing then, right? Because that's what I do first. I shout out it on there. So that's awesome. Shout out to all you guys. Come on, man. Matthew, Aaron. Okay, hold on. I'm going to shout out the live quickly on Instagram, on the Instagram live, and then we will discuss this shocking situation. Okay, let me... Okay, hold on a sec. I was talking to someone today, and they said that they feel that they've been, sick with a cold or something like that more often in the last few years than they can ever remember. And I also have been sick a number of times, nothing like a true hardcore ailment, but like a cold or something. And the first one was literally around COVID. And obviously, I'm not sure about viruses and if COVID was even real, but are they spraying something? Is anyone else? I don't want everyone to say yes, by the way. I don't want to be validated or vindicated on this and everyone say, yeah, we're sick all the time too. Not that we're all the time, but um, are they spraying something different in the air, man? But we got to be detoxing. Anyway, hold on. Skibbity Bopper, advice for someone getting into copper health items. Dude, just be really careful buying anything copper on Amazon. They just got exposed to like half of the copper stuff on Amazon or more is stainless steel just coated in copper on the outside. So if you buy like a copper water bottle, it's not even copper. You're not even getting the benefits. Of course, people are scheming on that, but just look around. Also, copper is going up in price, so that doesn't help. Welcome everyone. So we're discussing what happened with David Wilcock and the 13 or 14 something scientists who have mysteriously been no longer with us, allegedly by their own hand, by the way, and what could be going on with that, and the fact that I don't know if you guys saw, I have the screenshot, but you know that like 20 oil refineries have blown up in April alone or caught fire all around the world, not just in the Middle East, where of course bombs are dropping, but in like Australia, India, Russia, Romania had a big oil refinery blow up. What the Sam damn's going on? So thank you, occasional. So, guys, listen, we're discussing this and a lot more on my Rumble live stream channel. We're live right now on Rumble. It's free to download, free to watch, and free speech. If you want to tune in, this is stuff we cannot mention on here, and we are live there right now. So it's at the link in my bio. You can come on over to Rumble. If you get an account, yeah, that's right. Texas had one too. If you get an account on Rumble, then you can comment and join the discussion. But either way, you can watch it for free from your browser. But we're streaming on Rumble right now. So come on over. And I would love to discuss it on here, but we have gotten many strange strikes from streaming on Instagram for literally talking about like fluoride. And we talk about a lot more than that on Rumble. So I hope to see you guys on Rumble. Link in my bio, or you can go comment. That's a good question. Vibration awareness. I expect that kind of question from a guy with your username. He says, who called the cops into the Wilcock incident? Is there body cam footage? How do we know? Oh, dude. Okay, hold on. Vibration awareness. You're one. I guarantee vibration awareness. You are probably one of maybe two people on this live who even knows what that word means that you put there that I don't even want to say on the live, but I will say on Rumble as soon as I end this live. Vibration awareness, you need to come to Rumble right now, dude, because I will specifically talk about what I know about that thing you just mentioned, which is a shocking thing that NASA is behind, by the way. So come on over to Rumble, guys. We'll see you there. Much love. And vibration awareness, you better get on there, dude. Okay, so he just said, how do we know that scopolamine wasn't used on David Wilcock? So if you don't know what scopolamine is, this is a thing that NASA developed or has a patent on an aerosol version of it. And it's a drug that if you get exposed to it, you will do anything anyone says to you, like even if it puts your own life in danger or risk. It's the weirdest fucking drug you ever heard of. And I don't know where they make it, but I just know that NASA like patented an aerosol version of it, which is literally true. You can look that up. And it makes you, yeah, you'll do anything anyone says. So you could dose someone with it and say, go jump off that bridge, and they'll do it. It removes the, not fight or flight, but it removes the like fear and the self-preservation human part of your mind. So anyways, that's a good question. How do we know scopolamine wasn't used? Was there an autopsy? I don't know, man. But the only reason I know about scopolamine is because there's this guy who got interviewed a while ago about freaking, well, let's just say he believes he was a victim of mind control, and he says they use scopolamine on him. And he lived to tell the tale. There are whistleblowers. Of course, there's many fake whistleblowers, but there are real whistleblowers who get the word out. And I think part of it is if you look at the video of actually David Wilcock talking about this, Wilcox rather. Did I call him Wilcock? Oh fuck. I honestly, I have to preface this. I've never watched more than probably 5 minutes of David Wilcox in my entire, for some reason, I never watched his stuff. A lot of people completely, he's their favorite. I never really saw him. I kind of thought, and this is my black and white thinking sometimes, I'm like, aliens, I'm not into aliens anymore, man. I know there's other creatures and stuff, but I'm not all into aliens from this planet and a nebula far away. I'm not into it. So, but he's so much more than that. Now that I'm seeing his videos talking about his understanding and research has led him to the conclusion that this cult, which is manipulating, human consciousness globally or firmamentally, needs by law, because we live in a universe that is a benevolent universe or a benevolent realm, and the only way that evil can succeed is if it has the consent of people. And the way they get our consent is by informing us what they're doing, and we consent to it by not rejecting it. So they're telling us all the time in movies, TV shows, with the signs and symbols and the little shit in the background, the picture of American, whatever that movie was called, American, it's some superhero movie, and in the background you see a corona, you see a virus. You remember that during 2020? That's the way they tell us. It's like it's kind of not fair because like how the hell is my freaking grandma supposed to know that you're secretly telling her that we're illuminatically poisoning you right now? Like, you know what I mean? But I guess it's for those who have eyes to see, and many people don't. So that's why we're in this mess. But anyways, um, the last stream he made, he told people to not. I think he said fall on their own sword. Like don't ever take your own life. Is one of the things he said in his last stream he freaking made. So I'm wondering what the Sam Dam's going on. Um, but anyways, so many people are wondering, who's making a racket? I think there's a raccoon out my window. Hold on a sec. Freaking coons, man. And even though you know it's a raccoon, it's like when you first hear something making a racket outside your house, it's like, dude, what is that? I'll show you the next one I trap and then I relocate. Anyway, so apparently when the police arrived, he was standing outside and armed. Supposedly he was in a mental state, and after minutes, he offed himself. Body cams are needed for sure. Well, dude, here's the crazy thing. If scopolamine is a thing, which it is, then there's no way to prove anyone, well, unless they did an autopsy. But of course, we know many autopsies are done by those part of this whole thing in the first place. And so they would never, he could have an autopsy, be full of scopolamine, and then they would say, no, he came back clean. You know what I mean? Um, so anyways, we're still going to find out what happened with Wilcock, but what did he get too big? Did he expose too much? Did he discover something? Is it maybe with all these other scientists who've been offed or suicided? Um, did they find out something? Did they uncover something? Did something, um, you know, that's what I wonder. It's the same thing with guys like Stanley Meyer who make the water powered car. You can't have these things disrupt the energy, the grip and the stranglehold they have on global energy supplies. That's one of the main things. If you watch the documentary Thrive, it talks all about how they have to control energy because we need it, and we need to be dependent on their supply of it. So listen, I don't have the full blown. Hold on, I'm just listening. One sec. Just give me 2 seconds, guys. Sorry about that, guys. So, anyways, the strange thing is, Ashley, there's so many questions we can be asking. But no, don't worry, my dog didn't throw up again, dude. So, anyways, we're gonna find out exactly what's going on, I'm sure, or we'll have some idea, but some things are gonna be unsolved mysteries, 100%. Shout out to Dialed, who's taken some lit during the intermission. So, what I know is this: we don't have all the answers, and there's a lot of strange stuff, especially with the energy lockdown stuff that's coming around the corner as well. Um, but we need to be at least thinking about this is what I kind of always think about. Obviously, they want us to be in a lowered state of consciousness. Obviously, they want us to be calcified, docile, fluoridated, uh, and all this. It's a big part of their agenda, right? So I think one of the biggest rebellion against this whole thing is not only to, yes, of course, try to exit the system, not be dependent on it 100%, but also be of sound mind and sound body. So be detoxing, calibrating your endocrine system, boosting fertility. And so specifically on this live, and we actually talk the or walk the talk here because we are all taking most of you guys on here anyway have already tried the purified shilajit and the chocolate powder. And on tonight's live, we're giving away 3 or 4 bags of the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, the chocolate powder. So this stuff is clinically studied to boost stem cell production, which repairs damaged tissues and damaged cells. It also massively is believed to decalcify your pineal gland, and it boosts your gut microbiome. So super good for your gut microbiome, which is where you get your intuition from, your gut feeling, and your gut brain connection. So we're giving away 3 or 4 bags on tonight's live, ultra limited deal. I don't know how long they're going to be able to give away free lits, by the way, when we have a shocking situation in the World Energy Supply Center and whatnot. So 3 lits, 3 or 4 lits. The way the deal works, it is first come, first serve. So the website is choq.com. That's choq.com. So right there, choq.com. So Choq ships out of Georgia. They are based in Texas. They have an all-American customer service team, and they have over 5,000 third-party verified 5-star reviews on Trustpilot. Now, the number one superfood at choq.com for men and women is the hot water purified shilajit. And this one is a hormone optimizer. It's a fertility booster. It massively increases the production of new brain cells. It also is pro-fertile. So for guys who take it, it boosts testosterone and it increases sperm count and sperm motility. For women, it calibrates your endocrine system and is also extremely detoxing. It's believed to decalcify the pineal gland. In fact, it's one of the top 3 foods if you type in how to decalcify. Shilajit's up there with cacao, by the way. So if you're taking the lit and the shilajit, you are decalcifying. So the way the deal works, it's first come, first serve. Go to choq.com and you'll see the male and female vitality stacks. So the male and female stacks at choq.com, they have different combinations of superfoods in them. If you put a male or female stack in your cart and you apply the discount code 44LIFE, that's 44LIFE, you get a lifetime 44% off discount, which you can cancel or modify your subscription at any time. And automatically, you're going to get that $100 bag of lit included in your order for free. It's not going to show up on your order form, but it's going to be physically placed into your box when they pack it up. And then it's going to be to your house in 2 to 5 business days. Depending on if you're in the US. We do international as well, of course. Not every country, but most of them. But not Mexico, not Spain, not Greece. Funny laws in different countries, man. But in both the male and female stack is the organic ashwagandha, which is 14 times as potent as conventional ashwagandha. Plus, it's pro-fertile, it's a hormone optimizer, healthy mood and focus, and it supports a healthy stress response, which is pretty freaking cool. And that one, by the way, I think it has 43 clinical studies on it, or 46. And this is something that, dude, when you find out how many different angles of exposure we're getting to GMOs and phthalates and BPA and microplastics, you do want to be detoxing and boosting your vitality. I mean, of course, you can detox for free, and you should be doing this anyway. Fasting, very good thing to do. And I do that too. But also, I take and I eat organic. But it's about detoxifying as well, and taking superfoods. Basically, I mean, dude, the Russian military secretly studied shilajit for like 40 years, 30 or 40, some super long study, and they said they gave it to their troops, or was it just the special forces? I don't know, but very, very interesting that it was a big enough deal for them to be taking. So so remember, the discount code is 44LIFE. That's 44LIFE. You can apply that on the male or female vitality stack at chalk.com, and then you'll get the free lit automatically included in your order. I'm going to, and there's a bunch of people on the site right now. So if you're on the site, quickly get your order placed. This raccoon outside is really annoying me because it's distracting. And so I'm going to put on a song real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Let's see, where are we? Oh, you guys are having just a party in here, eh? Let's go. Dude, shout out to Ryan, man. Dude, you guys really popped off raccoons. No, I didn't even see him. But anyway, what did I miss? Okay, you guys are just freaking having a time. Okay, sorry guys, I had to end it on you. Okay, so I didn't see the raccoon, but I don't know what he knocked over either. But I'm gonna set the trap tonight. So welcome everyone. Welcome all the new people as well. And it is strange times, man. It is very strange times. I was talking to my friend today. What do we got? We got a freaking situation unfolding that is unprecedented, but it's a fear not kind of thing. It's a major fear not, you know. So I'm not fearful. Uh, this is the way I figure it. All this strangeness that's coming around the corner is just going to bring us closer to when everyone wakes up and things get a lot better for all of humanity. So even if it has to get worse, you know, before it gets better. Um, dude, shout out to Chris, man. Chris is super cool. So guys, let me just double check something here. Hold on a second. Oh, I remember that one, Isaiah. So no, it doesn't. Far North fan. Um, so here's what's weird though too. The scientists, like, there's no one to really pin anything on. You know what happened with, like, there might be clues. We might find some clues about David Wilcox, man, because sometimes who was the last person who something happened to, and then they look back at his work and they're wondering, is this why? You know, um, no, they couldn't dial because it's actually up a story, so they need a ladder. Shout out to Babushka, man. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to start watching David Wilcox stuff now and see what he was all about. But he did seem to be, from what I saw, a man of God. So had I known that, I would have been paying more attention to his stuff. But I hadn't seen him as much. Yeah, Chris. I mean, my thoughts on it are, what happened? What was he too? What did he stumble upon something? I saw a video of him though fully say and explain that it's a they have basically this belief system or like religion, um, where they got to uh, tell us what they're doing before they do it. So, did he wake too many people up with that, or did he? You know what I heard, by the way? I heard that. So, you guys remember what happened to Brandy Vaughn? Brandy Vaughn blew the whistle on some stuff from the pharmaceutical company she worked at, and then eventually, I think they took her out, right? And someone said something to the effect of like, if you haven't contracted with them, like for example, if you're a celebrity and then you go try to speak out, like, yeah, they're gonna get your ass. Or can, not always, you know, look at Mel Gibson. But I think he's holding back, by the way. But basically, if you've not dealt with them, they don't really have an angle on you per se. It depends what we're talking about though. Like Stanley Meyer, that could have been a different situation. Um, but yeah, someone explained it as like, if you haven't gotten fully involved in any of their culty, weird stuff, then they can't really do much to you apparently anyway. Of course, then there's like political things that happen, but that was a butchered way of explaining it, but that's what I heard. Um, yeah, I don't believe he did either, Sonny, especially because the last thing he said was that he's uh, t- telling people not to take their own lives, man. It's freaking shocking. So, well, thanks, Matthew. I definitely don't think I'm the most insight. I mean, I do know that of all the live stream channels out there, I don't know that there's one quite like this. I know this one isn't the most probably entertaining per se, but I do think that it definitely has value. I mean, I get value out of it. I learn all kinds of crazy stuff on here from you guys. and we get a feel for what's going on around the world. Like there's probably a bunch of different countries on here right now, and a lot of different states, which are, first thing, most states are bigger than most countries, but also each state is supposed to be like its own little country and have different laws for what flows out there, what flies out there. Um, yeah, that's true too, Matthew. That's true too, man. The thing that made me not watch David Wilcox though was like the disclosure stuff, like the alien stuff. Would he have blown the whistle though, maybe on um, it being a what you call it, like a false flag, and he's a major alien guy. So if he's the alien guy and he comes out and says this is fake, could that throw out their whole plans? Like I do wonder. Um, Evendo rather said, what do you think is the reason of the 12 scientists that died, which had important roles in the science industry? Your guess is as good as mine, Evendo. I imagine if I had to guess, I would probably say something to do with either free energy or like some type of crazy corruption in the scientific industry that they had knowledge of and were going to blow the whistle on or did somehow, you know what I mean? Um, but there's no way, I haven't heard anything as to like any legit confirmed rumors, if that makes sense. Hold on a second though. There's a bunch of people on the site right now. If you guys are on the site, chalk.com, remember to apply that discount code 44life on the male or female vitality stack. Apply the discount code 44life on the male or female stack, and when you place your order on the live, automatically a $100 bag of the chocolate powder is going to be included in your order. And that's super detoxing. It boosts stem cell production. It increases your gut microbiome. It also increases bliss chemicals, which is tryptophan, dopamine, and serotonin. So it's super good for your brain and your brain chemistry. And of course, it's delicious. You can eat it by the spoon dry, which is freaking awesome. Far North fan, it could be. Um, like that's kind of like the Charlie Kirk thing. I wonder. Um, but is he secretly not dead? Like I don't know. How much was he on Gaia? Because I think Gaia is controlled disinformation. So I wonder if he was on there. Um, Evendo says, do you think they know how to have free energy, but they just won't give it to the regular people to mess up, pay taxes for source? Yeah, of course. That well, they have they have black shelved all the patents. So when someone like Stanley Meyer or there's another guy in California um, make a device or patent something that creates or generates free energy, basically, um, that gets flagged, and then they take the patent and they black shelve it, so where it doesn't see the light of day. And so they have like there's probably a bajillion different technologies we have no idea about um, that they have black shelved and hidden, And again, that's to get us strong armed into needing to be dependent on the system big time. It's one of the biggest things because if it's free energy, all of a sudden it's like, wait, it's like free transportation, like free, like a lot of things would get a lot cheaper if energy was free, notably or namely energy itself, which is just shocking, man. But speaking of energy, most people, myself included, I mean, I got fluoride tablets when I was a kid. Uh, who knows what else I got? I wasn't too processed foodie, but I got some for sure. And we know that's not good for your energy or your mitochondria. I don't even know if that thing's legit or not, but I know that a lot of people are feeling the brain fog and whatnot from not just the overflow and overabundance of information, but also, of course, the chemicals in pesticides. And 90% of us or something have atrazine and glyphosate in our blood. They did a study like where we have trace amounts of this stuff. And then if you're showering in tap water or drinking it or cooking food with it or eating at a restaurant that's cooked in food or that's cooked with tap water, then you got trace pharmaceuticals in you. And now we're talking an altered state of consciousness that most people don't even really detect or feel because they have it's like a frog in boiling water. So that's what it's about when it comes to the shilajit. The Tongkat Ali, the Irish Moss, that's pretty much the female stack. The female vitality stack is the uh, so it's the hot water purified shilajit, the organic ashwagandha, and the wild crafted Irish moss, which I just got a new bottle of. And this stuff literally, well, I'll put it this way: your DNA is light codes, and minerals are frequencies of light. So minerals are supposed to rebuild your DNA, and they're supposed to bind to heavy metals and excrete them out of the body. So if you're getting the full matrix of minerals because you're taking the Irish moss or the shilajit, because you're not getting the full matrix of minerals, even if you're eating 100% organically today, then all of a sudden your DNA is working better, you're detoxing better, and I mean, you get vivid, or people are talking about vivid dreams taking the shilajit. I think that's also because it makes your brain produce new brain cells, so like increases brain activity. Um, which even scrolling reels, and I'm guilty of it too. Um, it does alter your brain a little bit, eh? Like fuck, it does shorten attention spans. So we got to be detoxing and boosting our vitality, man. And then the one that's in the male vitality stack is the certified wild crafted Tonkat Ali, which boosts free testosterone 87% in 21 days, plus sperm count and sperm motility. And then, of course, muscle mass, muscle endurance, and muscle recovery. And again, most Tonkat is farmed in China, and ours that's in the male vitality stack is certified wildcrafted. So pretty freaking cool. Hold on a second, let me check something here. There's a bunch of people on the site, and congratulations to who just got the first of 3 or 4 bags of lit that we're giving away. Someone just got the male vitality stack at chalk.com with the discount code 44life. That's 44LIFE. And so they got 44% off for life on their subscription, and they're getting the free bag of lit. So whoever just got the male vitality stack, congratulations. That means we have 3 left. If you got it and you have a Rumble account, comment so I can hype you up about what superfoods you're about to receive in the mail. Um, Shout out to Matthew, who's loving his Chad mode. I know it is built different, man. I can't talk too much about the Chad mode because we're running low. But yes, it is freaking awesome. Guys, whatever you do, don't go look at the Chad mode on the site. We literally don't have many left. And that's not even like a sense of urgency thing. We actually, I would be talking about it right now if we could. um, yeah, congratulations. Now, so remember, it's the male or female stack subscription. So you can cancel or modify your subscription at any time, and automatically you're going to get that free $100 bag of lit included. Now, keep in mind though, a lot of the clinically studied benefits are based on consistent consumption over 90 days. So you do want to get a consistent dose to experience the full range of benefits. Um, Also, shout out to where do you go here? Boom, bang, bing. We got Sauce in the house. Shout out to Sauce. When people start to question how they dies, little percentage of the population there. Yeah, that's true, Evendo. Yeah, for sure, man. Softy is having the lit before the gym. Well, it's a blood flow. It's a increases blood flow and blood oxygenation and circulation. Super good for your heart. So yes, you can definitely chug the lit. I mean, dude, Montezuma, the leader of the Aztecs, uh, was serious about cacao, like chugging it all the time. To answer Far North fan or Queen Lisa, whichever one of you asked the question about what is Gaia. Gaia was like a uh, platform app and YouTube channel and stuff. They still are, I guess. And they had a lot of truth mixed with lies. And it was a big, big. Not everyone on there was controlled. So, for example, like Joe Dispenza went on there to talk about the human mind and stuff. And, he's legit in my eyes. But there was some shadiness about the questions of who was really behind it and stuff. Thanks, Abendo. I don't know. I don't know if we really saw that happen. Um, it's hard to know about what happened with Charlie Kirk, man. From the vest, the hologram chair falling through the table, the no blood in between him and the car when he'd be gushing, the fact that they demolished the entire area before the investigation was complete. Um, and the fact that like months later they say the bullet didn't match Tyler Robinson's gun, so like it wasn't him. It's like I don't even know what to think, but I think something's not adding up. And that's the thing, though. I won't be posting on Instagram. I mean, I guess I did kind of post a little bit about it, but you remember what happened to Alex Jones? You don't want to. There's certain things you got to be careful when covering. Uh, it's just a little bit strange, you know. Yeah, he probably is, Sonny. He is, but then so many questions like, why would he be a part of faking his death, and why would you know? Yeah, it's Hosty. There is a lot of funny business going on, man. Big time. 5 different DNA samples on the alleged gun of Tyler Robinson. Really, a swipe? Yeah, yeah. Babushka said it too. I mean, what do you say about that? Like, how do you come back from that? You know, and then of course, shit that's real they can say is AI, and shit that's AI they can say is real. So yeah, those are the three. Those are three other options or possibilities. Evendo, 100%, man. So guys, I'm gonna shout out the live on Instagram again here in a minute. If you're on the site right now, make sure you put the discount code 44life on your male or female stack. Apply that discount, get the discount applied, and then boom, bang, bang, you're going to get the $100 bag of lit. We have 3 bags left to give away. And by the way, chalk is like the hub for if you're talking superfoods, detox, hormones, fertility, endocrine function, brain function. That is the spot. And again, all American customer service team, shipping out of Georgia, based in Texas, Patriots in control. You should have that bookmarked because they got a ton of cool articles on there as well. And every once in a while, like, dude, they don't usually do 44% off. We were doing like 26 for a long time, 15%, 44% off for life on your subscription, and $100 bag of lit is shocking. So make sure you take advantage of this deal. Get your mind and body right. Get it detoxed. Get it calibrated, and you'll feel like $1,000,000. But so I'm going to shout this out on Instagram that I'm live again. There's going to be a bunch more people on here. So if you're on the site, quickly get your order placed. Um, that's right, Evendo. And they say if you want to lie, you got to lie big. So hold on, let's see. Yeah, that's right, Babushka. I honestly wonder if like Erica seems to have been some kind of plant, or I don't know about her either, man. Kind of an interesting like grieving process. You know what I mean? Hold on a sec. Well, yeah, Meg, it's him. Like, I don't know that I would think he's alive. The death kind of looked a bit strange. There was a lot of inconsistencies and stuff about it. But I mean, they could have whacked him, put a clone up there, whacked him, then you know what I mean? Like, it's too much to postulate, honestly. Just there was something fishy, something strange about it for sure. Yeah, Babushka, that might be, man. That might be. Yeah, and what a shit security team too. Some guy just snipes you from like a building right over there. I know that was funny, Lou. That was from Dialed. Okay, hold on a second. Yeah, so the other thing that's interesting, I mean, if anyone tells you, like for example, I made a video once where I green screened like uh, an airplane behind me, like I was in an airplane, and shit, and I was like, the text was, when you're on a plane and you hear the guy behind you says that he's a scientist that found the cure to cancer, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, because the plane's going to crash. Well, I mean, that's happened. The Malaysian Airlines flight, this was an old conspiracy, man. Four of the five patent holders for a semiconductor were on the plane. The fifth was like a Rothschild or something. Um, some of these events, though, man, I swear they they give us they give them to us just to get us to be wound up about something. Like, who's to say this story that there was these patent holders and they were secretly whacked from this missing plane, the only plane we haven't been able to find. Every plane gets found, basically. um I wonder if sometimes they just give it to us to discombobulate us and get us wondering, and if the entire crowd were hired, I wouldn't be surprised we don't. I mean, there is crisis actors. We do know that people, like, ads will pop up like crisis actors needed in blah 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 blah. You're getting $40 an hour, and then a huge crowd shows up. That has happened. Um, and one little micro example is the time that the Quebec police, there was some type of protest going on, and so all of a sudden protesters started throwing rocks at the cops, and then it turned violent. Well, they found out later that the people throwing rocks were cops. Now, I don't think that the cops I know would ever do something like that. So maybe they weren't like actual patrolling police officers, but some type of agent or something, agent provocateur, they call them. So I don't know. I do wonder. For example, there was um, at the Freedom Convoy in Ottawa, the picture went viral of someone holding a swastika flag at the protest. Like, this is the kind of people who are at this protest. Um, the Where that guy was pictured holding that flag was behind the fence that was put up by like the RCMP or something to make sure no one goes beyond the fence. So no one of the crowd of peaceful protesters could have even got over there. But no one knows that if they're just looking at their TV, seeing this flag at a protest, going, "Oh wow, horrible!" Huh? So very strange, man. And that mind controlled a bunch of people right there, thinking it's a bunch of yahoos at the thing. They're the people who just did exactly as they were told and followed the instructions of their benevolent. That's right. Shout out to Amy. Amy said, "Lord Jesus, help us." Yes. Well, I think that he works in mysterious ways. Yeah, that's right, Chris James. I literally thought of you when I said that. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Like, I may have even been buzzing out the story to my knowledge because I heard this so long ago. But yeah, they wouldn't have got a cop to go do that. It would have been something else. Either it was like traced back to either law enforcement or something covert that was weird. Put it that way. But yeah, Chris, I know. I figured that. Um, that's right, Babushka. You can feign the ability of having. Is that a word? Fain? Hold on. Feign is an archaic adverb or adjective meaning glad, willing, or compelled by circumstances. You can feign the ability. What's the difference between feign and feign? They're homophones. Homophones sound the same with entirely different meanings. Feign is an archaic word. Yeah. Feign is a common verb meaning to pretend, fake, or give a false appearance. So I say the same word, feign and feign, but they're two different words that mean two completely different things. Interesting. Oh, and it's a autocorrect. He meant to say gain. You can gain the ability of having no fear. That's right, Babushka. 100%. 100%, dude. Okay, let me shout out this live on Instagram real quick. Yeah, Sauce D, like how strange, eh? But I'd never known. In fact, okay, another thing I learned today is that the word fain, Fain, and that actually would have worked in that sentence too, which is crazy. Um, Fain is a word. Morning and morning. Yeah, that's right. We should look through how many homophones there are. I know that sounds like a bad word, but homophone is a word that sounds the same as another word. Um, the Strait Ducart, fucked if I know. I mean, the thing's freaking closed still. So it's the ceasefire fell apart immediately. Many people thought that there's no way they're just going to let everything go back to normal from this. And then since the ceasefire fell apart, more and more oil refineries around the world have blown up. Chris. Oh, Chris, man. Okay, hold on. Yeah, at first it was like the Middle East striking major oil refineries just in the Middle East. But now, like, you can't tell me the coincidence. If you were to ask, like, don't talk to ChatGPT, but if you were to ask something, if you were to ask yourself, let's put it this way, what are the odds of all these gigantic oil refineries catching fire or exploding nowhere near a conflict zone, happening all in the same 2 weeks? Like, dude, Australia literally announced they're going to drill for oil. The next day, or like 2 days later, one of their biggest oil refineries caught fire, and now they're going to say it could be months, could be a long time to fix it, man. Uh, Russia got one of their huge refineries drone striked by Ukraine. India, one caught fire in India, and one caught fire in Texas. I have friends who work in the oil rigs in Alberta, and watch out. And there is an oil refinery like literally downtown Edmonton too. So yeah, you got to keep your head on a swivel. So what's going on then? Could there be a plan to cause a global energy shock supply chain thing? And then 15-minute city people, man. Some stuff won't fly in some places though, but they're trying to do something strange, and it's gonna have it has to do with 2030, man. And at the end of this, it is a rejection of they are rebelling against the natural world. They are rebelling against God 100%. And that's part of this fake ass moon landing shit as well. Um, so listen, guys, I want to tell you a lot more in the I have a lot more to share with you guys, but not on Instagram for obvious reasons. Do you remember how censored friggin' it was during COVID? When people start spilling the beans about what's really happening with this oil crises, they'll be like, no, fact check. Like it was actually just because of a bomb. Anyway, so shocking stuff is going on. I want to tell you more about it. We're not going to do it on Instagram. We are live on Rumble right now, which is free to download, free to watch, and free speech, which is at the link in my bio. So if you want to tune in, click the link in my bio, come on over, or go and comment the word Rumble on any one of my posts, and you'll get the link sent directly to your DMs, but not the whatchamacallit. Don't comment Rumble on the live, comment it on a post. All right. So I hope to see you guys on Rumble. Much love, everyone. Okay, let's see. Nice. Farmers gonna feel, yeah, they're gonna feel it more. I know. Rules, I know, man. Yeah, you know what? The most annoying thing about raccoons is not even that they, for example, might shit on your deck or uh, make a huge mess of compost. It's that they make noise. You're falling asleep at night and you hear. and running around and they're talking. And I'm not like one of those people who's like, oh, pest, like, oh, I hate this nuisance animal. No, but it's like I'm thinking about what's he getting into now. And I don't want to let the dog out because I don't want him to get scratched in the eye or something by this thing, uh, or or worse, you know. But I'm not really worried about rabies. Is that even a concern? There is a bunch of people, by the way, checking out right now at chalk.com. If you guys are on the site right now, quickly place your order to the male or female stack with that discount code 44 life. Get the 44% off lifetime discount, and then automatically you're going to get that $100 bag of the chocolate powder. Kevin Merica said, "Is there a way when I open up Rumble that you come up first? I'm technically challenged." That's okay, Kevin. Now that you're here, a way to do that would basically be if you turned on live notifications. I imagine that, or I wonder if you can like favorite me that I pop up first, perhaps. But if you have live notifications, you just click the live notification, then I pop up. Yeah, I know everyone. Half the people love raccoons. Half people are wondering what's going on with them. But it's the ticks. That's right, MC Knight. Yeah, we have to do tick checks now. I grew up. I never seen a tick. Now we're apparently supposed to be doing tick checks. Yeah, uh, and the farmers are finding ticks all throughout their fields and whatnot, like boxes of ticks dropped off. And by the way, I gotta share this video with you guys because it's in my history. I gotta look it up, dude. They have fully um, weaponized ticks. They're trying to make millions of people allergic to meat. And they also, oh yeah, what was it? Something to do with Pfizer, man. They're up to no good. They're up to no good, man. Babushka, ticks were never a thing for me in Canada. I never had seen a tick before until like 2020 driving through Alberta, which has ticks. Um, but their population, apparently ticks never made it through the Mason-Dixie line. I think that's the right term word for it, but it's from the south to the north, like the southern United States. There's some line there that stuff didn't cross. And ticks were one of the things that didn't cross it. And now either they're crossing it, they're saying it's from climate change, by the way. Like, oh, the climate's changed so much that ticks are walking around now. But it could be also because they're just like airdropping them all over the place. It's freaking shocking, man. Um, yeah, they're finding boxes of ticks, genetically modified ticks. Well, genetically engineered or something, genetically enhanced with a disease. Like I know, man. Evendo, we're just talking about raccoons because they're just dealing with. There was a raccoon out my window a minute ago making a racket. So listen, guys. The strange thing is this, though. We know they're putting fluoride in the water. We know that we're getting sprayed by chemtrails. Many people are wondering if they're getting sick more often in the last few years than in their whole lifetime beforehand. Just like the cold and stuff that you never usually would get that would last 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month, but does. People are wondering if it's because they're spraying us with something else up there. I wonder that too. But whether they are or not, we know something's being sprayed up there, and it's not something that we want to be accumulating in our bodies. So that's the importance of detoxing, rejuvenating, and restoring your system. And I think that's one of the ultimate rebellions against the Illuminati is decalcifying, detoxing, and boosting your vibrational frequency. Not to mention for guys, boosting testosterone, and for women, calibrating your endocrine system and pro fertility as well. So, guys, we have 3 more bags of we're giving away on the live the chocolate powder, which is the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia. Chocolate, certified, genetically tested. This is the original cacao, which is extremely rare, and certified organic plus heavy metal tested. So super detoxing, delicious. It also boosts stem cell production and it increases your gut microbiome. So that's your gut brain connection. Super good for your intuition. They say your gut brain connection has to do with that, your gut feeling, you know. But if you're drinking chlorine and fluoride, that disrupts the microbiome and it can gimp you and cut you off from these innate other abilities that you should have. Um, Glyphosate is sprayed in our forests. Yes, apparently they're spraying that too in the northern, eastern states, northeastern United States, in the forest just all the time for some fucked up reason. I'll tell you why, but It's something to do with the logging industry. It's a total scam, but they're just trying to poison us from all angles. So 3 bags of lit left to give away on the live. The way the deal works, it is first come, first serve. The website is chalk.com. That's CHOQ.com. If you go to chalk.com, the number one superfood for men and women is the hot water purified shilajit, which is a hormone optimizer. It's a fertility booster. It calibrates your endocrine system. It also stimulates the production of new brain cells, which gives you sharper memory, concentration, and focus. And it's a powerful endocrine system optimizer, which we need today based on all the crazy stuff that we unfortunately have to deal with being exposed to. The second most potent superfood at chalk.com for men and women is the certified organic ashwagandha, which massively boosts melatonin production. It's a hormone optimizer. It's a fertility booster. It increases the melatonin boost that you get from it, gives you literally 1,000 times better sleep. And it's a lot about endocrine function, hormones, and fertility. But here's the thing: let's say you already had kids, or you don't think about fertility per se. Replace the word fertility with like it's extremely good for you, because if you're taking something that is pro-fertile, I mean, technically, healthy organic food is pro-fertile, but you're not going to not eat healthy organic food because you're done being fertile or you're not having kids, right? Just because the other person says like, oh, I'm in my XYZ years and I don't need to be fertile. Well, it's not like just pro-fertile. It has that side effect or direct effect in addition to detoxing you and boosting your system. So the way the deal works, go to chalk.com. If you put the male or female vitality stack in your cart, which are 2 different combos of superfoods for men and women, put the male or female stack in your cart, apply the discount code 44life. You get a 44% off lifetime discount, which you can cancel or modify your subscription at any time. And automatically you're not going to see it on your order form, but you're going to get it included in your order, the $100 bags of chocolate powder. So this stuff, by the way, you can eat it dry with a spoon, literally. It also has Ceylon cinnamon and organic coconut milk powder in here. So it has other flavors and things that bring it all together to be a potent, delicious elixir. And if you take this with the shilajit is a potentiator. So it increases the potential of any other herb or superfood that's taken with it. That's why a lot of people love the lit. It's a vibe, man. If you wake up and you take the shilajit, the ashwagandha, the Irish moss, and all these other adaptogenic compounds in the male and female stack, you will feel a massive difference. And I think that's why they're a little bit freaked out about they want to control the food supply so bad, because when you start eating healthier and detoxing and decalcifying your pineal gland, you do become harder to control 100%. Shout out to Bird Panther, said, yes, that shilajit is fire. Shout out to Bird Panther, man. It's interesting because you know that the vast majority of shilajit on the internet is farmed, or not farmed rather, but it's in its tar resin form, right? So shilajit in its tar resin form is minimum 20 to 30% water, and usually full of heavy metals and extremely low in bioactive compounds. Whereas the chalk shilajit is hot water purified. The water is then removed through evaporated, making it a potent concentrate. Then it's heavy metal tested, and the bioactive compounds in the shilajit that's responsible for its benefits are then measured and standardized. So every dose of shilajit you're getting a consistent dose of the main bioactive compound, which is called fulvic acid. And fulvic acid, if you look into the benefits of that, you will be shocked. It's hormones, it's fertility, it's brain function, it's detox. They call it the destroyer of weakness in ancient India. And they have a word for it. I think that's what even shilajit translates to, perhaps. Global Vomit said, hi, I was asking about scopolamine and David Wilcock on Instagram. I find it strange that his family has not confirmed his death also. That is extremely strange, Global Vomit. And we were just talking about how scopolamine could be used to make it's the ultimate thing if you're an evildoer, that's for sure. Dialed mentioned that camu is in the chocolate powder as well, which is extremely high in vitamin C. That's right, Dialed. I mean, and it's funny because you think like usually high vitamin C stuff is like, sour or bitter, but you don't get any of that in the lit. So they put the perfect amount. So you get immense benefits from it. but not the bitterness. I'm sure if you ate like camu by like powder form, like a tablespoon of it, you'd probably need to chug a lot of water, put it that way. There's a bunch of people on the site right now, by the way, guys. If you're on the site, make sure you apply that discount code ASAP. Do not pay full price. Put the male or female vitality stack in your cart, apply the discount, and you're getting that free bag of chocolate powder. Shout out to Evendo, who's bromancing on here. Perhaps a little bit too hard, man. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to Evendo, man. Isaiah said, yep, whether it's our diet in health, focus, and compliancy, we all have the power and attention that they beg out of us. No longer. Shout out to Isaiah, man. This guy's freaking dialed. Bird Panther said, Chalk's customer service is amazing. If you have any questions, they respond an actual human. Of course. Of course. There's actual humans on the site right now, by the way, on the live chat. You could go ask Chalk anything on the live chat on the site too. Sauce D said, I guess I need to step up my Shilajit dose because I feel, well, Sauce D, you can have up to 8 capsules of Shilajit a day would be the max recommended dose. I do 2 Shilajit and usually like 4 Tongkat Alis. And then the ashwagandha, I do have 1 ashwagandha, and I usually take them all in the morning too. Rule said fulvic acid has a crazy amount of benefits, specifically nutritional signaling and cycling. See, this is stuff that I don't. I mean, I know that Shilajit and Irish moss, which is both in the female stack, and the Shilajit's in both the male and female stack, but both of those with their full matrix of minerals or like an ample dose of minerals, um, you get more nutrients from the food you're eating to begin with now uh, than if you're taking the Shilajit or the Irish moss, because every single vitamin requires a mineral to activate it. And again, even if you're eating 100% organically, you are getting less than 10% of the full matrix of minerals. And that's like literally fact check that. The food supply today, we should all, it shouldn't be too shocking, does not have everything in it that it should anymore. Put it that way. Evendo, dude, you don't want to wish you looked different or whatever, man. That's not the proper. That's like a dude. You definitely should be taking chalk because you need to boost your testosterone now, and then you would never say, "I wish I had this guy's colored eyes and his beard." You know what I mean? And that's not a roast to you. I'm just saying, like, you know, I look at someone like what's his name? That hilarious guy. Um, he's like a. You guys have all seen him. I forget his name. Anyway, I can like look at people and be like, "Oh, that's cool. That's a cool look or whatever." But I don't. You don't want to wish you were or wish you woulda, coulda, shoulda. Except Bill Gates. Shout out to Sauce D. Okay, hold on a second. There is actually a substantial amount of people on the site right now. More people are on the site than we have lits to give away. Again, it is first come, first serve, but we do have 3 bags left. So if you're on the fence, remember it's the male or female vitality stack. You're getting potent superfoods, detox, nutrition, increased nutrient absorption, increased memory. I mean, how do you even put a price on uh, literally boosting your memory and brain function? It is shocking. Um, but then, so in both the male and female stack, you get that. Make sure you apply the discount code 44life, 44LIFE, and that's 40 freaking 4% off for life, man. Like, again, usually it's like 20% or 26% off. They're doing 44 and the free $100 bag of lit. Shout out to Soft D. And then Far North fan said our soil is depleted of nutrients. It's awful. You know what though? What's also important is that's why we got to grow our own food, and we have to raise awareness about um the spraying, man. The chemtrails is a little bit strange, I will say. Um, what do you think about the Elo theme? I've actually not heard of that. Shout out to Reese. Reese is new here, man. Reese and the Wizard is new here. Uh, no, I've never Elohim. I've heard of Elohim. I don't really know what that is either, though. I know you'd be thinking like, well, let me get out my notes. Elohim was once a great creature. Like, no, I actually don't know some things, man. Um, I didn't even know. Again, I never even watched more than like 20 minutes, probably, or 10 minutes of David Wilcox in my whole life. But I want to get into seeing what he's saying, and then I'll be able to give you guys a full review of what I think went on. Um, Amy said it's good that Shilajit boosts memory because she lost her memory from all that dro. What is dro again? Hold on a second. Oh, high potency marijuana. Okay. Yeah, that does. Fuck, you can get, oh, hydroponically grown. See, that's the problem with hydroponically grown anything, by the way, is that uh, it's not even really farming. And any organic no-till farmer, natural farmer will tell you that hydroponic is not real farming. So when they're trying to go to, it's one thing if you have like a floating bed of plants in your pond and the fish in your pond like feed the nutrients and everything. But to hydroponically grow under artificial lights and artificial environment, artificial air, not not quite optimal. And that's where they're trying to take things. By the way, if you've ever seen uh this is probably in movies too, but in the video game Battlefield 2042, which came out a few years ago, it takes place in the future, 2042. And long story short, it's like all AI robotic shit, but there was a battlefield part of the game where half of it is like an arid desert with no life or anything, and then the other half there's like a dividing line that goes through. The other half is this farm area, and this farming land area is like it's robots tending the fields. It's big mega corporations logos all over the big like pesticide drums and the silos of chemicals and everything. And then it's a super sterile looking headquarters building where they have miles or gigantic towers of hydroponically grown greens. Now, I don't know that they would even, I think they're trying to just lab grow everything, not even hydroponically, but lab grow it. But this is the future they have planned, that they have in mind, where they want us allergic to red meat, and you'll buy the lab grown stuff. You guys won't, but you know what I mean. Um, and it's a shocking thought that they're coming after animals, man. They're making animals. You got to vax and microchip your dog in certain places, and if you want to travel with it, they want all the cows microchipped. They want to know where they all are. It's about inventory and control. And guys, holy shit, I didn't even tell you yet. Did you freaking hear what's going on in France, bro? They are using police drones with thermal imaging to fly around farms, finding cows that haven't been claimed or licensed or inventoried, showing up there with a bunch of police and like vets to vaccinate the cows that people were hiding on their land. Because I guess this is all they need to do, by the way. Oh, there's an outbreak. There's an outbreak. If you have a cow or you have a pig or a sheep or a goat or a freaking chicken, it's got to be vaxxed. And if you don't, you're in violation of subsection blah, 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 blah. That's all they got to do. And whether there is an outbreak or not, it's up to the beer holder, man. Um, yeah, it is kind of gross. Global vomit, that's the problem, man. The tar resin is notorious for being, well, for one, it's gross, but also it's 20 to 30% water. It's diluted. The chalk shilajit, man, I'm telling you, when chalk was founded, when it first came to be in 2019, it's like, how do we get, of course, you could buy the cheap tar in a jar stuff, barrel, get an oil drum of it delivered, and then put it into all these little glass jars and really, maximize your margins. But it's like the main way of a sustainable thing is to have people actually enjoy and get massive benefits from the stuff they're taking so that they're stoked, so that they like taking it. So when Chalk wanted to pick a Shilajit, at first they picked the only one that was able to be certified organic, and that is the Shilajit source they have now was certified organic. It's not certified organic anymore because the laws changed to where shilajit doesn't grow. It's not an agricultural product, so it can't be qualified or classified as organic. So we had to take off the organic label, which was awesome to have. We were the only people who legally were able to have that on our shilajit because of its potency and its purity. So, anyways, that's the same source of shilajit we have now, and it's heavy metal tested. It's hot water purified. It's a ton of water it's evaporated, so it's a dry powder now, which is highly absorbable and rids it of the impurities that you don't want. And that's another reason why you get so many benefits from it. Babushka said, "Do you know any types of fungi or ingredients that helps to support a healthy nervous system?" Babushka, if you're talking fungi, then definitely the Chalk Seven Wonders, CHOQ. I want to answer Wizard too. So, guys, we're doing something crazy right now. I just put the link in the chat that goes to chalk.com. That's CHOQ.com. Did it show up properly? Hold on, let me see. No, it's not showing up. Hold on. So it's CHOQ.com. If you go to chalk.com, I just put the link in the chat. We are giving away 2 more bags of the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, the chalk lit powder, CHOQ. So chalk is CHOQ. The chalk lit is chalk lit. It's like a play on words because it's cacao. And so what we're doing on the live is, and this should answer Mr. Where did he go here? Babushka, dude, Shilajit and Tongkat are both known for their massive benefits to one's nervous system. Cacao, same thing, super good for your nervous system. The Shilajit specifically, though, I'm pretty sure one of the 12 clinical studies on the website about Shilajit is about the nervous system, healthy nervous system function and stuff like that. But then if you're talking mushrooms, fungi, chaga, lion's mane, turkey tail, cordyceps, oyster, reishi, and maitake mushroom are all in the Chalk Seven Wonders. And I'm pretty sure all of those, especially the lion's mane, is really good for nervous system function. But guys, what we're doing is, if you go to chalk.com, CHOQ.com, a bunch of people on the site right now, if you put a male or female vitality stack in your cart and you apply the discount code 44LIFE, that's 44LIFE, you get a lifetime 44% off discount, and automatically you're going to get the $100 bag of chocolate powder included in your order. Ducart said, my mom was given the pneumonia vax. What? They have a vax for pneumonia now? She had a reaction, her arm turned red. How best to detox her for it? Lit and Shilajit? Ducart, to be honest, I would probably, if I got anything of the sort, and by the way, apparently all of us apparently have mRNA in our blood. And don't ask me how. Is it being sprayed on us? Is it from the food, the air, water? I don't know. But apparently we all have mRNA in us now, which is a shitty thought. But I would definitely, I have my dad taking the male vitality stack because he got a couple procedures during 2020 and stuff, even though I told him not to. But anyways, so yeah, I mean, but if you were to boil it down, because I know Ducart already has, I'm pretty sure she has a female stack, her husband has a male stack, her mom, yeah, lit and Shilajit is definitely a potent combo for your mom, and especially I got my parents taking the Shilajit because I want their memory to be maintained into their older years. And if you're taking the Shilajit, it boosts memory. It increases your memory. So I think that's a really good idea. And of course, it's detoxifying, massively detoxifying. Reese said, is Himalayan salt recommended? I actually don't recommend Himalayan salt because apparently the way they mine it, you can get either like trace amounts of TNT, like heavy metal from explosives, and or also whatchamacallit, they can hit a vein in the rocks where in the salt mine that's like super heavy metally. So we go with, in the chocolate powder is Redmond real salt, and I mean that's the stuff we have here too at home. So that's what we use. Full matrix of minerals. Yeah, exactly. Can your shilja be added to coffee? You could decapsulate it and put it into the into your whatchamacallit, into your coffee, no problem. Um, Dude, Evendo, he's asking, does it really increase memory? Dude, there's a clinical study specifically on memory. It's called neurogenesis. So Evendo, uh, neuro is neuron, genesis is generate. So Shilajit, the compounds in it, induces neurogenesis. It makes your brain make new brain cells, which gives you better memory. Also, it breaks down amyloid plaque, which is a substance that builds up on your neurons as you age, which makes it harder for your brain to talk to itself and communicate and send signals and stuff. And so, if you're taking the Shilajit, it's really good for that as well. Um, Ducart said, "Yeah, maybe Reese. I don't know. I mean, we had pink salt for years, but it's probably not going to kill you. But is Celtic salt better than Himalayan salt? I don't even. What the heck? We have Celtic salt too. Actually, we do use that instead of the pink salt. Um, I do wonder. Probably, probably. Yeah, you're welcome, Evendo. Just know we only have 2 bags left of the lit powder to give away. So if you're on the fence, I'm going to put the code here for you, man. That goes to chalk.com, get the male or female stack, and apply that discount. And then you get the free $100 bag of lit as well. Ducart said how much. So if you got the Shilajit and the lit, well, what you probably could do is this, Ducart. You could get like a Shilajit and a lit and use the 44 life and not get anything for free. Or you could get the female stack, use the code 44 life, and then get the lit for free. So I wonder which one of those. I would probably just go stack and then get the lit. And then she gets her Shilajit and the lit, and then you get an extra ashwagandha, or she can just go the full blown female stack. Um, Raw honey is good, yeah, but don't put it into boiling. Like if you're making a tea and you're putting honey in it, first put the milk or the milk in the tea so it's not boiling water. Then put the milk in. That's right. Um, but if you're eating honey all the time and it's raw action, then like the odd time that it's boiled or the benefits are cooked out of it, it's not the end of the world. Um, Chris James says he's getting the lit into him as soon as he's home. Heck yeah! Shout out to Chris James. Um, wow, Tim said the Shilajit has helped remove his brain fog. Wow. And Tim, if I remember correctly, Tim's probably been on the mail stack for, I don't know, has it been, it's been at least like 4 months, eh? Wow, Bird Panther said, seriously, he has vivid dreams and can recount old memories and very specific dates and times after I started taking Shilajit over a few months. Dude, holy shit, man. I'm taking a picture of that, bro. You and Amy. So Amy said she smoked a ton of weed, and so now she has less memory. You know what's funny about weed? It can also make you not remember your dreams, which is a weird thing about it, eh? Shout out to Katie, who, guys, Katie is on the up and up. She's feeling better and healing as we speak from her brief moment of situation that she was in. Um, DHA for nerve repair. I don't really know about DHA other than that apparently it's really good, but don't get like the Chinese fish oil that people take DHA from. Like you got to really source it out, but I don't really know much about DHA to be honest. I'm not a um anyways, that's basically what I know about DHA. And I'm sure someone will say like, well, there's a science to it for sure. But guys, this is the last call for the free lits. Like we are going to be shutting this thing down in a little bit here. So if you're on the site, quickly get your order placed. And I'm going to hold a slot for you, Mrs. Ducart, because you're like grandfathered in, or yeah. But that's crazy. They're putting mRNA. I wouldn't be surprised if all the flu shot and everything has mRNA in it now. THC does inhibit melatonin production. No way. Dial, that's crazy because when you smoke weed a lot, at least my experience was, I thought I couldn't sleep without it, that I would need to be baked to go to bed. Um, Interesting that it inhibits melatonin production. Then if you're taking the ashwagandha, that is definitely going to help because that significantly increases the production of melatonin in conjunction with your circadian rhythm. So you get a way more sound sleep from it. Um, Chinese peptides, yeah, Chris James. I'm not really into this peptide shit, man. Uh, like I'm not into like a pharmaceutical grade, and like I'm not into injecting anything, man. I know people do like, but maybe I'm behind the ball or asleep at the wheel here. But I don't know about I don't know about peptides, man. It just seems so like you're gonna tell like I don't know. I know that it's cool. For example, painkillers, like you get a tooth and they freeze your mouth. Like the advancements of technology and science and medicine is like good in some ways. Um, oh, you are Chris. Okay, well, I'm not chirping them. Tell me about them then, dude. I always just thought, I bet you if I took them, I'd be like, oh, guys, everyone use my code to get chalk peptides, man. But I don't really know. Tell me about it, Chris James. I'll stop roasting it now. Um, I think it's more of a chronic THC usage that inhibits melatonin. Interesting. Yeah, we do have endocannabinoid systems, but I don't think you can really reply to someone at endo. You just have to write at and then oh yeah, there you go. No, you can. Look at Mega Tim just did it. Next stream. Okay, shout out to Chris James, man. Um, Looking up and down, no left. Maybe. Yeah, that's right. Is Shilajit stimulating to take at night, or would it just be absorbed into your sleep? As in, is it energizing? So, Katie, the cool thing about Shilajit, it is energizing, but not, but in conjunction, also like ashwagandha, with your circadian rhythm. So I've taken like 3 Shilajit at night before bed. Doesn't keep you up. It's not a stimulant. If anything, that'd probably give you a great head start on the next day. But herbalists do say um, that you want to take your herbs, your superfoods, and whatnot uh, in the morning on an empty stomach or with food. Um, Evendo said, Shane, amigo, how the hell do I respond to someone? You gotta, I don't know, man. Just click at, put the at. Look, you just gotta at their name. Yeah, oh yeah. So that's what I was getting at too, is that the hydroponic stuff that Amy smoked that made her lose her memory. For one, you can definitely rejuvenate and restore from that, of course. But I think yes, outdoor weed is probably different and not sprayed with as much stuff as well. Um, Hold on a second. Boom. You can ferment humic acid and make fulvic products out of that for humans that essentially really rules and tools. That's crazy. I didn't know that. I know you can ferment um like grass or hay, which makes something called silage or baleage that you give your cows in the winter when there's not fresh pasture, but they get fermented grass, which apparently gives them a ton of benefits as well. Sunny says she'd rather take Shilajit at night or at bedtime to have vivid dreams. That's something you can do too. That's a quick hack. That is a hack for sure. Um, and yeah, I did hear that they're so they're trying to regulate or say that you can have psychedelics now. I didn't see exactly what was said, but the strange thing is that in Canada, for example, Justin Trudeau, who was the frontman puppet for a long time, part of what got him elected, even though they can just fake elections now anyway, but everyone was stoked because he was going to legalize weed. Well, how silly is it though to be like, thank you now for letting us use a plant and not throwing us in jail for using a plant anymore. Like it's not even an accomplishment. You know what I mean? And so, anyways, he gets in, and now like I don't know that more people are smoking weed. I imagine so though, because like people are like, oh, it was illegal, but now I'm like, it's not a bad thing. And that may have just made a lot of people like docile, man. They're just sitting there baked. if you think about it. Are they about to lead a revolution when they're just smoked a bong? Like maybe. But anyways, that's interesting. Thank you, rules. Silage, baleage, haylage. Yeah, silage. Thank you. Um, I've heard about that too, babushka. Man. I have. Well, and you know what's interesting too, though, is that so apparently when the Russian military was secretly, literally classifiedly studying Shilajit, they discovered that it has a compound in it called C60 or carbon 60, which has literally anti-aging effects on the body. And so it lengthens telomeres, which is the part of your DNA that dictates how fast or how slow you age. And that is in the Shilajit. Very interesting. And then of course Shilajit, yes, it's a adaptogen. So when guys, so Shilajit actually assumes your gender. Shilajit assumes your gender. It has not gotten the memo that you don't do that because when guys take it, and the average man today is extremely low in testosterone, um, it optimizes their hormones, which results in an increase in testosterone production. Testosterone, your testicular hormone, which is, did you know testosterone stood for testicular hormone? It's a hormone that your ball sack makes. That's so crazy, man. And do you know that's also an internal organ that's outside of your body? Um, anyways, but when women take Shilajit, it does not boost testosterone. It calibrates their hormones. If anything, it probably lowers testosterone for women because maybe a lot of women have high testosterone because my understanding with all these endocrine disrupting chemicals is that they're reversing everything. So guys get low T, girls get high T. Is that basically what's going on? Or they just get their estrogen levels out of whack? Um, but anyways, so Shilajit goes in and it knows what's the biology here. Boom, bang, bang. Um, I love Shilajit, man. I've probably said that word a billion times. So hold on. That's why the Shilajit is in the male and female vitality stack at chalk.com. Last call. We have a couple bags left of the $100 organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, the chocolate powder that you get for free if you get a male or female stack. And the last I heard, there's still a bunch of people on the site, more than we have lits to give away. Yeah, that's right, Saucy. Exactly, man. Um, you know what's funny too? When we first launched the Irish Moss, we got roasted and people were flustered because niacin is actually in the Chad mode rules and tools. And we've had like a million emails from people thinking they're having like a reaction to the Chad mode, but it's the niacin flush. When I first got it too, I was like, holy shit. And then I really liked it. Um, shout out to Matt Rains. Shout out to Matt Rains from Tennessee. Matt Rains is in Tennessee. I think. Anyways, we launched the Irish Moss, and we got so right now Irish Moss is like sea moss is $1 billion industry, right? And in 2019 or 2020 actually is when we launched the Irish Moss. Well, all these other like there's drop shippers, this, that, and the other, but people have friends or family in the Caribbean who farm the moss in the bays of all those islands, and none of those islands treat their gray water. So a couple accounts were like, dude, I literally had, unless this guy was a scammer, he says that he's Dr. CB's son, and he's like commenting on my posts about Irish moss. He's like, don't buy Irish moss from this guy. Go and get it from my website or whatever. I go to his website, and dude, they literally were growing it next to one of the islands in the Caribbean that 100% do not treat their gray water, which means it all flows directly into the bay where they're farming this stuff. And so I had to make a few posts because a million other people are selling moss and saying, I said, look, if you actually want to compare these, do a heavy metal test on your guys' stuff. do a microplastic test, if that's even a thing. But the potency is unmatched. You're getting wild crafted Irish moss in the female vitality stack, which is from Nova Scotia in Canada, as opposed to whatchamacallit, farmed in the Caribbean. So shout out to Far North fan. Shout out to Kevin America. Uh, yeah, people do go to bed at 11:20. It's a work night, man. Um, Yo, Shane, why won't you stream on Tick or Skype? Who the hell streams on Skype, man? Or Twitch or Kick? I think Kick pays. People have told me to get on Kick, but like, is Kick chill with us talking about like Epstein and shit? Pretty sure it's owned by like one of his friends. I wonder though. That's right, Rules and Tools, 100%. Yeah, it is harder to it is hard to describe more than that, Tim? Yeah, exactly. Skype in 2026. What else did I post about today? Hold on a second, guys. Boom, bang, bang. So yeah, rest in peace to David Wilcock. If he if his family hasn't confirmed his death, that is a bit sus. But I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say rest in peace if you are actually dead, because that kind of sounds like that's not really proper. If he is dead, that's rude. Um, oh, Oxford, United Kingdom will be the first ever official World Economic Forum 15-minute smart city, or 15-minute city, but it's gonna be smart too. It says AI driver surveillance cameras are up, blah 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 blah. Oh, Oxford permit area. Residents living in the Oxford permit area can apply for a free permit that gives you 100-day passes per car per calendar year. Households can apply for a maximum of 3 cars. So they're going to let you drive on certain days if you have your permit. I'm telling you, man, it's getting strange. The other thing is that the police in France, like that story's crazy, man. The police in France catching cows to vaccinate them, like, because they make it about a public health thing. Like, if you don't get your, and this is exactly what I said in the video. Um, in Kelowna, in British Columbia, if you have a apple tree, you have to spray the apple tree with pesticides, or they come and cut it down, because there's a whole bunch of apple orchards in Kelowna, and their thing is if your tree's not sprayed, it could spread disease to the other trees. But the other trees are sprayed. So if the spray works, why does my tree need to be sprayed? And then that's the same thing that was happening all throughout 2020. Exactly, Reese. He said it sounds like a vaccine. Exactly. Mine doesn't work unless you have yours. What the Sam damn is that? Um, maybe people, but why cows? Well, again, Evendo, it's dogs too. If you want to travel with your dog, it's got to be vaxxed and chipped, microchipped. That's what they want to do to us too. Um, but anyways, I remember the meme, man. Um, it was a zombie, and it said at the top, "Get your vaccine. Mine doesn't work unless you have yours." And it was like an ugly, like mentally challenged looking zombie. And that one stuck with me, man. I posted that meme in probably 20 like 17, and who knew it would get this crazier later on. It's shocking, man. That's right. Shout out to Bird Panther. He said, you guys might think Bird Panther is like one of our secret undercover agents spreading the good word of chalk, but I honestly don't even recall ever seeing his name on Rumble. I think this is his first Rumble. He said it's really not worth saving a few bucks buying CMOS or anything at these vitamin stores, and I'll add, or Amazon. It really is worth the investment to get chalk, and you can actually feel the benefits. Shout out to Bird Panther, dude. Like I'm shooting you guys straight. I'm not saying take chalk Irish moss and then secretly getting like a better deal on it from Amazon. And you can get Irish moss for dirt cheap, but it's the Shanghai surprise or something else that you're getting, you know. And then also same thing with the shilajit. There's a bajillion sources of shilajit. Which one do you want? The purified, clinically studied stuff? Exactly. Chalk maxing, man. Exactly. Um, this is the last call, guys, for the free lits included in people's orders if you get a male or female stack. Why do they fuel? Yeah, that's right, Sonny. I wonder if the fuel shortages will stop them from spraying chemtrails. That would actually be dope. So, guys, chalk.com, chok.com, discount code 44life. Do not pay full price when they're running that discount, and you get the free lit included. The other thing I posted about today was Klaus Schwab declares an end to privacy. Says you have to get used to it, you have to behave accordingly. But if you have nothing to hide, you shouldn't be afraid. Okay, Klaus. Freaking Klaus, man. We are their little freaking things to just be manipulated and altered, is what they think anyway. Um, Isaiah said, "What's the latest on the chalk baby generation?" LOL, dude. A ton of people are fertile and literally having babies as we speak from chalk, man, taking chalk. Some guy just DM'd me and said, "Are you a Mason?" Absolutely not. Who would be a Mason? Like, it's the, I mean, well, someone in here might be one. Like, I could see Mega Tim being one. I don't think he is, but hold on. Um, it's just like, yeah, I have no interest in. I'm already busy enough. Like, go to some meetings, and also I heard Freemasonry is banned. In the past, has been banned in different countries, and I don't know that it's a benevolent thing. Of course, in the surface, it's like, yeah, food drives and stuff like that. But I think I'm not into it. Okay, hold on a second here. Yeah, remember Wally? Wally was a serious one, man. Oh, damn. Okay, so Russell Brand, the top comment on this post is people be getting too comfortable on podcasts, man. And in the podcast, Russell Brand admits that he slept with a 16-year-old when he was 30. But he prefaced it with saying in the UK, the age of consent is 16. Um, but people getting too comfortable on podcasts. I imagine this is going to be like he will be completely, he probably just completely effed himself, but rightfully so if you do something like that is kind of, uh, someone else comments and says, uh, there's no problem. That's the age of consent in the UK, as he said. Well, there's also age like drinking ages. Like in Canada, it's 19. You can start drinking. In America, I think it's still 21, eh? Where is it 18? I think in Quebec it's 18. But isn't it interesting that at 18 you can go and be deployed in the Middle East, but you can't have a beer? Like in theory, you may be thinking, well, people shouldn't be drinking. Like it's not ideal to be chugging beers anyway. But it's just interesting, you know. But anyway, So Russell Brand probably just nuked his whole situation. Like, um, yeah, that's right, exactly. Oh my God, dude, Bird Panther, you remind me of that's exactly Bird Panther, you, my and two people I know, one who's a friend, one who I don't really talk to anymore, but not negatively, just anyway. Um, he also tried to be a Freemason or like went to become a Freemason to like see how evil it might actually be. And yeah, you got to go way deep. It will take years and years to see anything strange in Freemasonry. Uh, you know, so yeah. And so he said to me, I remember he said to me, this was like a decade ago, but he's like, yeah, man, like Freemasonry is chill. Like I was in it, like it's not weird at all. And I'm like, dude, there's 33 degrees. It takes like I think your whole life to even get that high, or some crazy rituals to get that high up, you know. Okay, what we're going to do is boom bang bing. So guys, we're going to be live again tomorrow. This is the last call for the free lits. If you're on the fence, quickly get your order placed, male or female stack, 44% off for life with that discount code. And you're automatically going to get that $100 bag of chocolate powder included in your order for free. All right. Thank you guys all for joining. Let's detox. Let's boost our systems. Keep your head on a swivel. And also, fear not, of course, with whatever's coming around the corner. Parking lot masons. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Sauce. Okay. So we'll see you guys in the next live. Thank you all for joining. Make sure your live notifications are on as well so you know when we're live next, which will be tomorrow. All right. Much love to you guys. We'll see you on the next one.